I don't think growth is ever linear, and there's regression.
There are still 8 games left, and I think there will be opportunities for Shedeur Sanders to play. He might even play on Sunday, depending on what's going to happen.
In a surprising move that has stunned NFL fans and analysts alike, Kevin Stefanski's decision to sideline rising star Shedeur Sanders in favor of Dillon Gabriel is raising serious questions. Experts are now sounding the alarm, revealing why this choice could backfire badly on the Browns' playoff hopes and what it means for the team's future. Could Stefanski's gamble cost him more than just a game? Gabriel's comments about growth not being linear and mentioning both regression and progression come across as vague and somewhat evasive. While it's true that players develop at different rates, Gabriel's statement seems more like a way to justify his inconsistent performance rather than taking full responsibility or showing strong confidence in his own abilities. In a competitive NFL environment, a quarterback needs to demonstrate clear progress and leadership, especially when the team is fighting for wins. Instead, Gabriel's words feel like an excuse to mask the fact that he hasn't fully earned his spot yet, especially when there is a promising talent like Shedeur waiting for a chance to prove himself on the field. On the other hand, the mention that Shedeur still has opportunities to play, possibly even this Sunday depending on Dillon's status, highlights just how much potential and trust there is in him from the coaching staff. Unlike Gabriel's uncertain tone, the acknowledgement of Shedeur's upcoming chances suggests that he is seen as a real asset to the team's future. It also points out that the current lineup decision, favoring Gabriel, might not be the best choice if the goal is to win and build momentum. Shedeur has already shown flashes of skill and composure under pressure, qualities that the Browns need more of right now. Holding him back in favor of Gabriel could slow the team's progress and cost valuable opportunities to strengthen the offense during this crucial part of the season.
Any quarterback, young and old, you're going to miss throws. It's an occupational hazard that you're likely not going to go 100% completion percentage. It's an occupational hazard that a corner is going to get beat deep every once in a while. So you're not going to make every throw. Now, having said that, you coach every throw and you say, hey, this could be, use your technique here or trust what you're seeing here, all those things, and that's true.
Stefanski's comments about quarterbacks missing throws being an occupational hazard come off as overly simplistic and a bit tone-deaf, especially in a high-stakes NFL environment. Sure, no quarterback completes every pass and mistakes happen, but that's not an excuse to settle for mediocrity or to brush off poor performance. When you're the head coach of a team fighting for wins, it's your job to demand consistency and improvement, not to normalize errors like they're just part of the job. Stefanski's vague advice about coaching every throw and telling players to use your technique or trust what you're seeing sounds more like generic platitudes than a concrete plan to fix the real problems. Fans and analysts want to see clear leadership and accountability, not watered-down cliches that don't inspire confidence. Furthermore, Stefanski's reluctance to directly address the quarterback situation or hold anyone fully accountable suggests a lack of conviction in his decision-making. By lumping young and old quarterbacks together and treating missed throws as something unavoidable, he avoids the real issue: who can actually lead this team to victories? This kind of response doesn't reassure the team or the fans that he's seriously evaluating performance and making tough choices. Instead, it feels like an attempt to deflect criticism and avoid controversy, which can ultimately harm team morale and fan trust. When a coach can't clearly acknowledge mistakes or demand better from key players, it puts the whole team at risk of stagnation, something the Browns can't afford right now.
And there's progression.
How would you assess how your accuracy has been through these 5 starts?
It's always something you continue to work on and want to get good at.
What's happening on some of those throws when you assess the misses? Is it because of
your
mechanics are off, or
not overthinking it, but you just miss. Sometimes you miss.
They always talk about the speed of the game and how fast it's moving for a quarterback, especially a rookie one. Is it slowing down at all for you?
I think slowing down's a myth, just because everyone's pretty quick and athletic. I think it's more so how decisive you are.
Gabriel's answers to these questions reveal a lack of clear self-awareness and a somewhat defensive attitude that doesn't inspire much confidence. When asked about his accuracy and the reasons behind missed throws, His responses are vague and dismissive. Sometimes you miss, which feels like a cop-out rather than a serious evaluation of his own performance. A quarterback in the NFL, especially one with multiple starts, needs to break down mistakes with precision, identify areas for improvement, and demonstrate accountability. Gabriel's failure to do this suggests he might not be fully prepared to handle the pressure and complexity of leading an offense. His comment that slowing down is a myth comes off as naive, because while the speed of the game is fast for everyone, top quarterbacks find ways to read defenses and make quicker, smarter decisions. Saying it's more about being decisive is true, but he doesn't explain how he's working to get there or how he's adapting, which makes his answers sound rehearsed rather than insightful. In contrast, Shedeur has already shown flashes of the kind of clarity and composure that the Browns desperately need. While Gabriel seems to struggle with taking ownership and breaking down his own game, Shedeur's approach and growth have been noticeably more mature. He understands the mental side of football better and has demonstrated the ability to learn quickly from mistakes. The Browns' decision to keep Gabriel starting despite these underwhelming answers could be holding the team back. Shedeur's presence on the field has the potential to elevate the offense with better accuracy, smarter reads, and stronger leadership. Gabriel's inability to fully grasp or communicate what's holding him back makes it hard to believe he's the best option going forward. The Browns would be wise to give Shedeur more chances instead of sticking with a quarterback who seems to be just going through the motions.
It's not Stefanski saying no to Shedeur's name that's the major problem. It's Stefanski also with this weird-ass history of just not stepping up and owning it in front of the microphone, in front of the podium. He's not Bill Belichick. He's not winning. So if you're not winning, you got to own up for your mistakes. You got to own up on your miscues. You got to say what needs to be said instead of hiding behind that blanket.
Kevin Stefanski's biggest issue isn't just that he's avoiding saying Shedeur's name. It's that he consistently fails to take real ownership of his decisions when facing the media. Unlike coaches who stand tall, admit their mistakes, and face tough questions head-on, Stefanski hides behind vague statements and never fully confronts the problems on his team. Winning or losing, a coach's job is to be transparent and accountable. But Stefanski seems more interested in dodging responsibility than leading with clarity. This approach not only frustrates fans, but also sends the wrong message to players like Shedeur, who deserve clear support and confidence from their head coach. Why is Stefanski so hesitant to back Shedeur publicly when the young quarterback has shown real potential? Is Stefanski afraid to admit he might be wrong about sticking with other options? And how long can the Browns expect to improve if their coach won't step up and make bold, honest decisions? The team and fans deserve better than half measures and silence.
Why isn't there more changes? This whole team's jacked up, let alone the quarterback position. That's not like we're making tweaks every week here. They changed the play caller, that's it. That's it. They ain't making tweaks all the time here. Like, this team is jacked up. It's not like we're making a bunch of changes then getting to the quarterback. There's really not much happening.
The biggest problem with the Browns right now isn't just the quarterback situation. It's the complete lack of real changes across the whole team. The frustration here is clear. The team isn't improving because the coaching staff isn't making enough adjustments. Changing the play caller once doesn't fix deep problems that have been building for a long time. If the team's jacked up, as some say, then it's on the coaches, especially Stefanski, to take stronger action. Quarterback play is important, but it's just one piece of a bigger puzzle. When you see little to no effort in making ongoing tweaks to improve, it shows a lack of urgency and leadership. This team needs a fresh approach, more accountability, and willingness to shake things up, not just small moves that don't change much. Shedeur represents a chance for something different and better, but Stefanski's hesitance to fully commit to him is holding the team back. If the Browns truly want to fix what's broken, they have to be bold enough to put their faith in Shedeur, who has shown real potential and energy that this team desperately needs. Instead, Stefanski's slow and cautious approach keeps the team stuck in the same place week after week. How can the Browns expect to get better if the head coach isn't willing to make bigger, more frequent changes? Why keep settling for small fixes when the entire team needs a fresh start? Fans deserve a coach who will take real risks and back young talent like Shedeur to help turn things around.
As far as Deshaun, I'm sure you guys want to know what the situation is with Deshaun. They may never open up Deshaun's practice window, but he is getting closer. He does feel that he's ready to play. He feels that he's ready to go out and win and start games for them. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I don't know if they'll open the window. I don't know if he will ever see the field this season. But that's another thing to kind of keep an eye on here. He's there. You know, we can't deny the fact that he is there, and something could happen with that as well.
Mary Kay's comments about Deshaun feel confused and half-hearted, saying he feels ready to play, but then immediately doubting whether he'll ever get on the field this season sounds like she's trying to have it both ways, giving hope but also setting expectations low. If Deshaun is really ready and confident, why is there so much uncertainty about opening his practice window? This kind of mixed message doesn't help anyone, especially fans who want clear answers. It feels like she's just filling time with words instead of giving straight facts or holding the team accountable for why a potentially important player might not get a chance. How can the team expect to move forward if the media can't even give a clear status update on key players? Also, looking back at her earlier remarks, Mary Kay seemed to dance around real issues rather than face them head-on. It's one thing to report the facts, but when the situation is this unclear, she should be asking tougher questions. Why is Deshaun's status still in limbo? Who is making these decisions? And what is holding them back? Why isn't the team being more transparent with fans? If Deshaun is ready to help, why keep him sidelined? Are we just waiting for excuses? These kinds of questions need to be asked loudly and clearly, not avoided or glossed over. Fans deserve honesty, not vague updates that leave everyone guessing. Anyways, Kevin Stefanski's hesitation to fully back Shedeur while sticking with less proven options is proving costly for the Browns. It's clear that giving Shedeur more opportunities could be the spark this team desperately needs. Will Stefanski finally make the tough call and put his faith in Shedeur's talent? If you want more sharp NFL insights, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. What do you think? Should Shedeur be starting next game? Let me know below.